welcome back. If you are with us since 6 a.m., but if you're just joining us right now, this is Your World. My name is Winnie Lubembe, and we have a very important conversation really to have this morning, and this is as far as monetizing one's skills, because like we all know, there's so many of us who have a wealth of experience in different areas, right? That we do. And some will tell you, yeah, I'd like to earn some money from, my skills, but they do not know how to go about it. Or there's some people who are stuck at jobs, because the last time Jade was here, she was telling us the difference between work and a job, okay? And career and a job, actually. So there's some people who are maybe stuck in one career or in one job. They're not happy about it, but simply because it pays the bills, they're there, all right? And there are some people who would want to earn extra income. I don't know where to start, all right? Some people would say, so you open a side hustle, a business up hidogo to help you with the same, but some people don't know how to go about it, all right? So today, that is the subject of our conversation, and we'll be delving deeper into understanding, first of all, how do you monetize your skills? How do you package yourself? And this is as far as either your CV is concerned, your rate card as well, because there's some people who have been gongwad fukunje, right, when they're trying to monetize their skills. So then how do you do all those things? And I have two gentlemen with me today in studio who were able to use their skills, monetize their skills, and they're doing very, very well for themselves today, all right? So they're here to share their journeys and their experiences as well. So on my immediate left, we have Walemba Jairus, who's the CEO and founder, JCVs. Good to have you this morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Thank you so much for sparing your time. We have Fred Waswa as well, who is the group CEO, right? Yes. Octagon Africa Financial Services Limited. Good to have you as well this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Jane Mutisia, we all know her, Managing Director, Career Management Center, and she's also a senior professional coach. She is in the building, so she'll be joining us very, very shortly. But for now, let me start with the gentleman, looking very sharp on a Monday morning. Not a very bad way to start the week. And I'm going to start with you, Fred, very quickly. Monetizing one's skills.
Yes.
And we're having this conversation before we came on air, how sometimes, people, we're trying to find avenues of earning extra income. Yeah. Sometimes we don't know how to go about it. Sometimes we are scared. Yeah. Sometimes we're comfortable because of the jobs that we have, and it pays the bills, and that's all that. Yeah. But for you, you took a leap. Okay. So first of all, how do you just feel about this whole monetizing your skills? What is it, that works? What is it that does not work? What does that, is all about? Before we come to your story, how you were able to take a big leap that some considered not right.
Not right.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much. Monetizing your skills basically is trying to look at it and saying, you have something that you can offer to the world. Yeah, and sometimes you could be in a job. Maybe you are an engineer, but you are very good in cooking. Yeah, it's a skill. It's just nobody even taught you. Yeah. But you can make a risk, for people to be able to enjoy. Yeah. And you can start monetizing it. Yeah. You can start maybe doing something like a YouTube channel and teach people how to do that. Yeah. So I think it's about what skill do you have. All right. And how do I get this skill to be liked by other people, and out of it I make some money? Okay. That's the critical bit about monetizing skills. Yeah.
Some people would say, so there's skill, there is passion, and there is a career. Correct. Right? So some people would say your passion should sort of like pay you, all right? And there are some people who say, yes, my passion is in this area, but nikiangalia haina market vizuri sana, so I choose this other path, and then my passion naiweka kando kidogo. Some people might use their passion and get some money, others will never ever get to do it. So meiweka tu hapo kwa shelf, and then that's it. So distinguishing all these areas and finding ways that it works for us without necessarily sticking to one thing that maybe we don't like, but simply because it pays the bills, that is what we go by. What is it that you see?
Yeah, I always look at it this way, is that a passion is look like a talent, something that you have actually been given naturally, that you can actually do. Yeah. People who run, it's natural. Yeah. So if you follow the passion, you will definitely make money. Yeah. But there are times that the passion could take a long curve. The J curve becomes too long. So then you need to be able to bring food on the table. Yeah. So you get a skill. You become an accountant. You are a singer. You can sing very nicely, but you're an accountant. Yeah. So as an accountant, it's a skill which you're selling. You make some money out of accounting. Yeah. but you can still grow your passion, because
Yeah.
ultimately your passion, you will do it until
It's something that it's not. It's very easy. It comes so easy to you, not so much effort, and you're very, very good at the same. I'll come back to you to hear your story, but I also want to hear from Jairus as well. You also took a leap.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
You did something else, but then again, what you're doing right now is totally different, right? So can you just, first of all, help us understand how you were able to navigate to be where you are today, but very quickly, and then we'll delve deeper into your story in terms of what drove you into doing what you're doing right now.
And now, thank you so much for that question. For me, career-wise, started off as with IT, went into accounting.
All right.
Then slid into HR.
Okay.
So, but work-wise, I was working as a machine operator in industrial area for 8 years.
All right.
Then I joined one of the supermarkets as a receiving clerk.
All right.
So I had passion just to help other people grow in their areas. So while I was working with in the supermarket, I decided now to form a group whereby now I'll advise job seekers. I'll just talk to them. I'll share opportunities with them, help them. I'll help link them to potential employers.
All right.
Then they'll get employment.
Okay.
So by the time I was losing my job, I had amassed some number of people that were following me and that I had helped.
Okay.
So it was so easy for me now to delve into CV writing, because I had so many people requesting me from my followers. I had so many people requesting me that, Jay, we need someone to do this for us.
Okay.
And now I had no reliable person that will do that. So I decided, let me do it. And it is just a skill that now, for me, I'm passionate about helping other people.
Okay.
So this was a good way now to just expand my passion now into doing CVs and just career advice and being able to help job seekers.
I see that. And you said several things, okay? IT, and then accounting kidogo, and then slid into HR kidogo.
Yeah.
Why this different transit? Because they're totally different.
Now,
right?
what happens is that there are several gaps when it comes to the career world.
Okay.
Because I've had, being now in what I'm doing now, I've had several people come to me and they're like, Jay, I've done teaching, but I don't like teaching. I want to move into another different one.
All right.
So for me, I didn't have that knowledge. I didn't know why I wanted to do IT, because now it's just after high school, you get after high school, you are called to do IT.
Yeah.
Then because I loved math at school, and I did pass well in business studies, so I decided that let me do accounting.
Okay.
But on the way, I was not able to finance myself fully. So I decided I can work as I do HR. So that's how I ended up in HR.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all those things, what were you passionate about? What came easy to you? What is that one skill that you learned?
I went to HR because I could not manage accounting while working.
Okay.
So I decided, let me do something that is easy for me. So HR was easy for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flexible,
yeah.
you mean? Okay. All right. Jane, she's here. Jane Butisi, Managing Director, Career Management Center, and also Senior Professional Coach. Good to have you this morning. You look lovely.
Thank you so much.
On a Monday morning. Okay. Monetizing one's skills. That is, again, the focus of conversation today. We had very quickly from Madlemba and Fred. But again, for someone who's watching us this morning and thinking, wait, what do you mean? Like, I can monetize my skills? Is that even possible? Can we just start from there? From, again, a professional coach. Let's just start from there.
Yes, it's very possible. It is possible. Others we have enough case studies, including the two standing here, myself, and many others. And even the people that are watching us, if they just look around, they'll see people around them that are actually monetizing their skills. And when I talk about monetizing their skills, I mean something that you already have. Could be from your experience, could be from your passion, like Fred said. It could be from your expertise or education, but something that you don't even need capital sometimes. Okay. Because sometimes people get stuck with, I would want to do this, but I don't see no capital. I don't have capital. And just looking for why you shouldn't start, instead of looking for when and how you would start. So monetizing your skills, there are so many things that the first thing that I would ask you is, what is this that you do for your employer even right now? Okay. If you have lost your job, what is this thing that you used to do when you were employed that you can do right now? I call it the knowledge-based business. All right. Skills. Because sometimes it may not, you may not be selling tables. You understand what I mean? It could be just a skill that you can actually sit, and if you look at how to use it without having to be fixed to employment, then it works. And let me give an example. For instance, for me, when I was formally employed up to 2016, and when I left 2016, I left because I was doing something I had never done. I was actually managing labor for another company. It was a big contract. I had to choose between staying employed and doing this particular thing.
All right.
But then after 1 year of doing that, I was like, if you ever lose this contract,
What
it will mean we will not have a business. So I had to start thinking about then what else can we do? And what is that we can do apart from applying for tenders and waiting to be told you guys can come and do this? Because that you can wait forever.
Yeah.
Every time you hear consultants saying kumekauka, it's because they're waiting for Winnie to tell them that there's this, you filled the tender, you won. Which you can wait for ages. Yeah. But I had to sit and now package, based on my environment, what is this need that I can serve with my skills?
Okay.
And that is the question I would pose to our listeners today. What is this need that you can actually serve in your, and all of us have. Every profession will have a skill that they can actually sort. And when I say it's like giving examples of graphic designers, there's a graphic designer somewhere who can design posters for people because every time we see flyers going around, but they're still somewhere saying, I don't have a job. I don't have a job.
Okay.
Those of us who are not even skilled in that, they have started graphic designing, are designing on our own. We are going to Canvas and learning how to do it, and we are doing it for even for other people. Yeah. What is stopping that particular person? There'll be someone like me, like I said, that time I sat and I was like, SMEs, they're actually being sued also. What if I just packed something that I could do for them as HR for SMEs? Yeah. And I sat down and I packaged. And it wasn't even clear in my mind. But the day I thought about that, I actually went to one of my clients supported recruitment, and they told me, I told them, because it's me now selling it, it may even be something new to them. Yeah. How do you manage your people? What are you struggling with? Yeah. And they told me, and that particular day, the guy told me, go and send me a proposal. Okay. So I knew there was a need, but I didn't even have it clear in my mind what exactly I'll be selling. Yeah. And I went, by the following day, I had something. Okay. And by the time I was getting my second client, now it was so clear. By my dad, the guys I gave that service in 2018, 2019, are not getting the same thing that I used to give them. The thing has evolved. Okay. Over time, and it's a skill that I'll sit and say, I can do them for this. They're struggling with this. They're struggling with. I went online. I needed to see which SME has been sued for what that I can give them from my HR background. I know so many accountants that, will even just say, we are just going to help you file your returns. Yeah. It's a skill they have. There'll be another one that somewhere saying, I'm looking for a job. Yeah. People are struggling with managing books. People are managing with ABCD. Yes. Yeah. And teaching. I also realized that teaching what you know is a skill that at any one time, the people will be looking for you to pass that skill to them. And if you package that nicely, because also I offered that, at some point when I was trying to figure out, I want to have a mix of products that I can actually offer and monitor because a skill I have, and there's someone else looking for it. Yeah. I realized we also had a gap of people who had studied HR like Jay, but they had never practiced. I was here with so much experience that I could teach without a book. Yeah. That I could sit and just talk about, you want to do this? Yeah. You will not get this in any book, but these are the red flags. You will not get this in any book, but this is my experience. Yeah. Try this and you're home and dry. Okay. And I packaged a whole mentorship program that I used to now transition people from, you have never gotten a job in HR. Yeah. Come, let's move together. Okay. Yeah. I'll show you how to do it.
It's very interesting to see, and even the two, and it seems very easy. Yeah. But then again, like you're saying, there's so many people who are at home saying, I do not have a job, or I want extra income, but now I'm not able to because haiko, right? And when you say skills, a lot of people would say, yeah, but there's so many people who are also skilled in the same area or in the same way that I am. So how sure am I that they will buy whatever I'm selling? Okay, to all those things. And you talked about packaging oneself. So we'll come back to you to understand, first of all, when do you not even start thinking? When do you make that decision to say, you know what, I'm going to monetize my skill because I have a wealth of experience, right? Yeah. So, and how do you do that? How do you package yourself so that you're also different from so many other people who are equally skilled, if not better? And how do you earn extra income from the same? But very quickly, so Fred, I'm very curious to hear from you. So you're working at a bank.
Yes.
And you decided to quit. And you were told this is not a good idea.
Absolutely.
You tendered your resignation letter, right? Can we just start from there? Because you were told that consultancy does not work. Can we just start from there? Why did you make that decision to first of all quit and decide to do something totally different?
First of all, I think maybe I've just had an entrepreneurial spirit for a long time.
Okay.
So when I started work in 1990, the first company I started was in 1991.
All right.
A company called Cattle Services, and we used to supply anything and everything.
Okay.
You know, and then of course a couple of other things that we did. I did accounting. I mean, I did computer science at the university and did a diploma in Strathmore in 1992. But then computers weren't as exciting.
Yeah.
So when I got to the bank, when I got to the bank and I was doing pensions. So basically when I got into employment, I was doing actuarial science and pensions.
Okay.
And then got to the bank as a pension manager.
All right.
When my boss was interviewing me at that time when I go to the bank in 1997, he asked me, what would you like to be in 5 years? And I said, I want to be a consultant. Yeah.
All right.
Now, I didn't know what I was saying.
That we always, where do you want to be in 5 years?
Correct.
Okay.
But I before I go to the bank, I used to work for Minet. And when I was working for Minet, I used to write down things that clients will ask, and the company will say, no, we can't do that.
Okay.
So I'll write those things down. So in 2000 actually, I went to my boss and said, look, I think I want to quit and do consultancy.
Yeah.
Then he said, there is no work here.
Yeah.
And I told him, there is work.
Yeah.
You know, that time, the Retirement Benefits Authority had been set up, they had done regulations, and they had given schemes 12 months for compliance. And at that particular time, the clients that I used to serve in Monetising used to call me and tell me, look here, please come and do for us something. Come and do it for us. Come and do train for us. So I went to my boss and said, I am seated here working for the bank, but I'm also working somewhere else. I feel in my heart it's not right.
Yeah.
I just want to quit.
Yeah.
Then he told me, you're stupid. How can you quit the bank?
Yeah.
A whole international bank to go and start consultants in this environment.
Yeah.
And I said the person who started Standard Chartered Bank also in 1906 was stupid. Because it never came from heaven and fell down here. You get it?
It came from somewhere.
Yes. And I said, everybody tries everything. If I don't make it, well, I'm still young. I'll come out to the market.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I basically quit and started consulting.
Yeah.
Now, then there was no internet.
Yeah.
You know, there were no all these web things where you go on the internet and look for something. There was nothing.
Yeah.
So I had to look for books and buy. How do you start consulting? How do you sell? How do you sell a skill that is not necessarily is not hard wood? So that's how I basically got into the area of consulting in terms of pensions.
I mean, and several things that you're saying is that, first of all, the fear that a lot of people would have. Like, first of all, what guarantee do I have that if, and those ones who are in employment, if I decide to quit and start my own thing, how sure am I that, first of all, people will embrace what I'm doing? And again, like you're saying, at that time, technology was not the technology that we're experiencing and we're enjoying right now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like uncertainty, which I'm pretty sure, Jane, a lot of people are grappling with right now, that I'm not too, like, how do I start? So people would advise you and tell you, no, that's not a good idea, do not do it, and all those things. But you decided to take the leap. So Jen, very quickly before we come back to Jairus to also hear his story, picking from what Fred is saying, the intention was there, the leap was there, but there's also this other side that is very, uncertain. We don't know.
I think for me, you don't have to even quit as you start.
Okay.
Like for me, I keep saying how I got into this, and this is funny, and I'm on national TV, so my former boss should not give me a memo. Should not give me a warning. But I had a job that was not, it was a full-time job, I didn't take all my time.
Okay.
That's how I started. So I started with HR. So we would sit and we're interviewing people, and I'll be looking at the person with the best CV. And I see them really totally not selling, and I'm wondering, is this CV theirs?
Yeah.
You know?
Or is it someone else?
Yeah, and I can see them leaving out things that are in their CV, but they're not even selling. But I could see them so tensed, and they're not even saying ABCD.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my God, could this be why people interview 5 times?
Yeah.
And they're not saying what they're saying?
Yeah.
And therefore, for me, I already saw a need there. But then, I started giving it for free. I didn't know it was a business. So if anyone told me I have an interview tomorrow, I'll be like, let me help you. Come, let's sit.
Yeah.
And therefore, any person I did for actually got a job. Almost everyone.
Yeah.
So everybody I start finding out, like, if you have that tomorrow, come, let's go through it. Because we are not telling you the answers. You're an engineer. I don't know engineering. But there are things that I know you must have for you to package your information because of the virtue of the skills I've gotten on the other side of the desk.
Yeah.
And that's how I started.
Okay.
So when you're still employed, there are things you could do. There are still things that you could do when you're still employed. Deliver at work, because if you don't deliver, you're going to lose your job.
Yeah.
So make sure you're delivering 100%.
Okay.
But all of us must be able to do something extra. You know, don't just have all your eggs in one basket.
One basket, yeah.
And sometimes you're there with one basket that is your boss carrying. If they drop it, all your eggs are broken.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So always think about what is the thing that I can do. Not necessarily selling hardware like we said.
Yes.
Your skills. And all of us have that. All of us have something that you can do here.
Yeah.
There are enough people who maybe push me, assuming they think I can maybe do public speaking. Jane, come and MC for us. And you keep saying, no, I can't.
No, I can't. And yet there's something that they saw.
And it's a whole career that people are
seeing.
making,
Yeah.
And there's so much you could say about, even if we are to table all the professions here. I would start with one, who is doing what, two, who is doing what. So for the one person that is watching, take someone who is in your field.
Yeah.
What skill is this that you're actually using that you keep wondering, how now?
Yeah.
How do I start?
Yeah.
So how to start? Start when you're still employed.
Okay.
Ask yourself just this one thing. This one thing that people keep saying you're good at. And then scan for the opportunity. That's why Fred is saying he used to write.
Yeah.
You'd write,
Yeah.
what are people asking and we are saying we can't give. Meaning there's a need.
There's a
need.
Yeah.
But you must have the eyes of just being able to see and appreciate what is happening.
Yeah.
What you talked about the fear is called the imposter syndrome. That makes you think, Winnie is meant to do this, but me, I can't make it.
Yeah.
You just need to start.
Yeah.
You just need to start and start even for free.
Yeah.
Start doing it for that you have to do. There are enough examples that I cannot mention their names here. People I know that gave skills by just first of all starting to do just even a poster. We are doing the following.
Yeah.
And sharing knowledge. The more you share of that particular subject, the more you become an expert in it. And maybe just to share how to start. If you decide to do this, there are things that for me I regret why I had not done them earlier. One of them was getting a business name. The other one was actually just having a website because of the area that we are living in. Having a laptop because it's a tool for any profession that you choose to go to. At some point you just have to do emails, you have to do ABCD. You know, those are things that you need to get when you're still employed to make sure that you're ready for ABCD. And of course, managing your brand of what you want to be known out there for and all that. And then defining this product that I want to give, who exactly would benefit from this? Because you could be having passion for it, but if there is no demand, that is not a business.
That's not a business, true.
So passion must meet a market.
Okay.
And the market must have the ability to pay.
Okay.
Otherwise, then there will be nothing for you to do.
Okay.
And sometimes even the pricing. Sometimes, like I keep saying when I started, I would price so low. And therefore, you're doing so much work, but you can't see the money. You know
that you're making is very little. And we'll come back to that because I think that is where a lot of people go wrong. And that is you have amazing skill. You're delivering very well. But then again, when it comes to now earning from that skill, you know, it's unfair. If we can say that, all right? We do not get what we deserve. So then how do we package ourselves that way? I do not want to rush you to go through your story. So is it okay if we take a break? And then when we come back, we'll pick from you. And then we'll also talk about, again, your journeys. What were your fears? What is it that you experienced? You know, the bumps and the highs as well during your journey up until to where you are right now. But again, Jen will also tell us how then do we package ourselves so that we are fairly paid for our skills. All right, so all that is coming up after the break. If you have any question at NTV Kenya, both on Facebook and on Twitter is how you can reach us. But all that is coming up after the break. See you on the other side.
Show off your best skin with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion. Now with 5-in-1 Complete Care. The deeply nourishing formula prevents your skin from drying with precious cocoa butter and deep moisture for smooth and healthy looking skin. Step out in confidence with our most complete care from the world's #1 skincare brand.
Kenya Meteorology Department advised that Kenya will experience El Nino, which is expected to cause above average rainfall in the months of October, November, and December this year. To prepare for this, we appeal to livestock producers, cooperatives, farmer associations, counties, and commercial fodder producers to get as much hay as possible from the farms to the stores, because harvesting, baling, and picking of hay from the hay fields will be disrupted by the heavy rains. You can explore funding opportunities from your bank, SACCO, or other available avenues to ensure that you have sufficient fodder to sustain your dairy and beef production throughout the El Nino period. This message is brought to you by AU iBar.
It's Butta's birthday month, and you can enjoy free shopping of up to 500 bob. Offer starts at 2,499 only. Visit your nearest Butta store today. Show off your best skin with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion with 5-in-1 Complete Care. The deeply nourishing formula prevents your skin from drying with precious cocoa butter and deep moisture for smooth and healthy-looking skin.
Did you know Fordel Agency can help you explore undergraduate, PhD, or accelerate nursing programs in the USA, Canada, Germany, Australia, and the UK? Fordel Agency, empowering your journey from dreams to reality.
Are you a recent Form 4 graduate yearning to study abroad? Are you interested in pursuing accelerated nursing in the US? Are you ready to learn German to enable you study and work in Germany? If yes, visit our office at Muthaiga Square, first floor, office number 7.
Following the gazettement of Two Rivers as a private, services-focused special economic zone, the first one of the kind in Kenya, there is no better time to own a home at Two Rivers than now. Text the word Cascadia to 22365.
All right, welcome back. 34 minutes past the hour, and that means we're inching closer and closer towards the end of the show. And we have so much to discuss right here on Your World. And this is as far as monetizing one's skills. And what is it that we need to know, all right? And how do we package ourselves so that we set ourselves, aside from everybody else? But there's also another big concern, Jane, which I think you'll take us through this. And this is, how do we monetize our skills in this day and age where everything is online, all right? One can just Google whatever, right? And get all the information that they have. So then how do we monetize that when someone else can sort of like quote unquote get it for free online? But before that, very quickly, Jared, so many things happened. IT, HR, accounting, and all those things. Can we just then talk about your journey in terms of now what you're doing right now? What are some of the gaps? What were some of the fears that you had? And, to what point did you realize, you know what, I can actually make money out of this? Because like you said, you really like to to help people, right? And CVs is one of the things that, or one of the areas that you're helping people, but also getting money out of the same. So yeah, when did you get to that level where you said, you know what, I will help you, but I will charge you? What you say?
Now, thanks so much, Winnie.
Yeah.
What happened is this, that in 2016, I was diagnosed with a condition, epilepsy, and I could not deliver 100% to my employer.
Yeah.
So in 2018, they decided to part ways.
I'm sorry.
But before then, 2015, I had started some groups where now I will just help people by availing the jobs to them and linking them to potential employers.
All right.
So when I was fired in 2018, I decided that I had 1 month off just to think about what I really want to do. And I realized that before then, these guys could call me and they're like, Jay, we need someone to do our CVs.
All right.
So I used to refer them to another lady and she'll do them. But now I came out to find that she was doing them. She has similar skills for someone in accounting, similar skills for someone in hospitality or HR.
Yeah.
So I decided that because now I'm not working, and I have nothing to lose, let me take this as something that I can do.
And you're good at it at that time, but you're still referring to other people.
Yeah, to other people.
Yeah.
It's just that I was not so sure that I will do this well. So I did my research well, and did a poster, shared in my groups. I had 6 groups by then. Shared a poster, and the first week, for me, I had never used a laptop. I didn't have the computer skills even. So I was doing it with my phone, and go to the cyber, just have the cyber guy format them for me before I send them to the clients. So I decided now that this should be full time. I had no office, and clients will want to meet me.
True.
So the first time, the first month, what I did was that I used to come to a hotel along Accra Road, and I'll just get there by 8. I'm there, meet my clients, have tea there, have lunch, and then at 4 I have tea, then go back at 5.
Okay.
So I did that for
became your office.
yeah.
Okay.
So I did that for 1 full month.
Yeah.
So the second month I got someone we could share an office with now, because for authenticity purposes, clients will want to meet you.
That's true.
Just to make sure that we are giving someone we know our money.
Yeah.
So I got an office around bus station, sharing with someone who was doing screen printing. So we could, at some point, I had a client, because screen printing involves use of paint. And at some point, it choked my client who fainted in the office.
I'm
So,
sorry. Wow.
So
Okay.
that happened, and I decided that I need to move now from this place.
Yeah.
And also, there are clients that you will tell that I have an office at BS, we can meet there, and they'll tell you no. And you know, they are paying 1,000 bob.
Yeah.
So they want you to meet in Java. So meeting in Java means that you'll spend 600.
Yes.
So you only have
You only
you only have 400
Yeah.
before you do the work.
Yeah.
So I made that decision now to move from bus station now to
Yeah.
my in-law house where I am
All
today.
right.
And it's been a journey. And what happens is that you need to package yourself well.
Okay.
With packaging, create a brand to an extent that you cannot even, you don't even need to market yourself. The clients that you've
the brand
worked
speaks for
with
itself.
can refer you.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I have clients globally,
Yeah.
especially in the Middle East. Several clients, and they have done a good job for me
Okay.
in terms of marketing.
All right.
And also I've blessed them,
Yeah.
getting the jobs they've dreamt of, in the cabin crew,
Yeah.
in the cruise ships. And it's something that I'm so proud of.
Yeah. That's so good to hear. I mean, you do not want more clients to faint in your in your office, and if they're paying you occupational hazard. No, we don't want that. You also speak so much about and emphasizing how it's important to package oneself. And Jen, maybe someone is watching us and thinking, okay, so then how do I do that? Right? How do I get to that level where my brand can speak, to itself without necessarily me having to spend a dime in terms of like advertisements and all those things. So then what exactly do we mean when you say you need to package yourself?
The first thing is visibility.
Okay.
And this I learned from a business coach.
Yeah.
And he told me, Jen, when you want to sell, and I know you have seen this, maybe you didn't know that people are trying to create their visibility.
Okay.
If you have to be known, you must find avenues for the public to get to know you. And nobody will pay you for something that they have no idea how you deliver.
Yeah.
Because the market is full, like you said initially. It's full of people.
Yeah.
It's full of people who are giving your products. It's full of giants and all that.
Yeah.
So, but they don't know you. And by the time I'm committing my organization's money to you, if it doesn't deliver, if it's not delivered well, I'll have to be answerable. So you have to have things that bring you to the public for people to experience you. And almost everything, there's a chance that you can actually give a free webinar.
Yeah.
You can give a free, and webinars are free because you just need a laptop and a Zoom link.
That's all. Yeah.
Google means you don't even pay for it like Zoom,
Yeah.
Yeah, so be able to share that information. Don't always think that if I call them, are they going to pay me? Are they going to pay me? No. Sometimes you have to come up with yours knowing that I have to take this product or what that I'm offering for the people to know me.
Yeah.
They have to taste it. Putting it online and saying I do the following may not have even following.
Yeah.
Until people have a taste of that.
Yeah.
And that's why you see people giving a whole talk for 1 hour. And then after they tell you, for this or more, please visit our offices at ABCD. Because they have given you they have given you a sample.
Yeah.
The same way you'll see people in the supermarkets giving you a sample of Milo,
Yeah.
a sample of
Any
I don't know what
product,
soap
yes.
dish and ABCD.
Yeah.
Even if you're selling services, it's very important to sample that. Including telling your clients, I can do it for free, you just get to see.
That's true.
What I'm talking about, So people get to now trust you.
Yeah.
When they give you the deliver, like Jay is saying, referrals never disappoint.
That's true.
And it's the easiest way for actually to to now ask for your money without fearing, because they have tested you.
Yeah.
That for this, no, we are good at it,
Yeah.
and you can only price the following.
It's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
But for how long can you do that? Because there's what, like Jay said, so I started helping people, you know, nikasaidia huyu hapa kidogo na CV yake, mwingine hapa would refer others to someone, and someone would charge them. For how long can you do that? And that is offer some of these services for free, go to these events, you know, so like market yourself before you start charging them. And even for charging, how then do you get that quote?
Let me see. You
because
do that
it's very
through your
easy
life.
to just give a blank figure,
You do
and
that,
then that's it.
in terms of you doing what that's going to the public.
Yeah.
Fred has been doing it for the last 30 years. You have to do it throughout.
You never
Out
stop.
of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
And you're not giving all your services for free. You have to package what is that I can give for an hour.
Okay.
Of course, whatever you give, like for me, I have a training program that we give called Amazing Managers.
Yeah.
Trust you me, almost every month I'll give an hour for free.
Okay.
At a corporate, at a different place, at an event,
Yeah.
and I'll give it knowing that that 1 hour is my seed money.
Okay.
That 1 hour is my promotion fee.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Because
Yeah.
other people are running adverts.
Yes.
We still take cock, but
Yeah.
they still advertise it in billboards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at any one time, pushing your brand, and if you're selling a skill, the only way to do that is actually making sure that you grab that every opportunity for you to be able to, and not waiting to be called. Sometimes you have to create the opportunity yourself.
Yes.
Say that every month you're going to do the following, so that people can know that we do the If you have a new product, the only way to take it to the market is that.
Yeah.
People must know that you have this, and this is how you serve it.
All right.
Saying I'm good in this and not them not sampling, they will never come for a quote. So in a group of 100,
Yeah.
if you do that, you'll get 5 that you're going to charge. Ask Jay, it works very well for him. Ask Fred, it works well for it has worked for me and many others.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't always think about for free.
Yeah.
It is not for free.
Yeah.
Everything is paid for.
Yeah.
You give, but trust me, you'll
yeah,
get enough
you will
from the
get
same.
something
Yes,
in
yeah,
return.
yeah.
Okay, I'll come back to you to understand. So then how do we get our rate card? Okay, because someone is, it's very easy for someone to ask, Sawa, you're charging me, but how much would you charge me? Instead of just throwing a blanket, figure and saying, yeah, I will charge you for this, okay? How do we get to that level? Because there's some people who are paid very well for the same amount of work that you do, but you're being paid less, okay? And this is for your skills as well. But Fred, very quickly, so you said along the way, you learned a lot of things. And one of your expectations when you quit was, so you see these people who used to call you, they will easily come to you because now so you have an office and you have, everything set for them. But that was not the case.
Correct.
What happened?
That's when I discovered that ideally doing consulting, I mean, basically selling the skill is not just the people you know. As Jen says, you need to look for forums where you can provide, maybe have talks. So I had to identify the Institute of Personnel Management then, like today, which is IHRM, to partner. So when they have functions, I go and speak, and I will speak for free. As Jen says, I will speak at Law Society of Kenya for free. I will speak at Kenya the Manufacturing Association for free. So, but when I do that, when I get back to my office, people call me and say, hello, you spoke and I had this and I have this problem. Can you help me out?
Okay.
Yeah, so that helped me to be able to basically sell my skill and start off at that particular time.
All right.
Yes.
So then over the years, what are some of these lessons that you've learned? The highs and the lows?
Yeah.
Because again, like he said, when we started the conversation, it seems very easy, to say, yeah, I have skill A, skill B, skill C. This is the strongest. I can easily make money out of these. And then you start and you do not make money immediately. And some people would actually give up and say, you know what, this is totally not working. So what's some of the lessons that you've learned, and then I'll also come back to Jairus as well to understand some of the lessons and where do you start, what is it, and how do you package yourself differently?
I think some of the lessons I've learned over time, in running a business for Octagon Africa Financial Services is you must be patient. That's one of the things. Selling a skill, you don't go in and expect to become rich, because people always feel like when you start a business or when you start selling a skill, you'll become rich the next morning. You won't.
Yeah.
I assure you won't. It must take a J curve. It must take a growth path. So you must be patient.
Okay.
So 2 is that when you start, like the pricing aspect, when it's at the pricing aspect, well, like what I did is to look at my job, what I was doing and what I was being paid in the bank, because that's I was selling my skill to the bank.
Yeah.
So how much am I being paid?
Yeah.
Then I say, this is the cost that I would want to charge somebody per hour for the work that I will do.
All right.
Now, sometimes that may not, you may not get a client because they'll say you are too expensive. So then you must be willing to come down to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And then when the client see that you are doing a good job, then they feel, you go back and say, now I'm increasing my fee by 45%. They feel, wow, I think this guy is worth the money.
Investment.
So that is also an important aspect. The third aspect is partnerships. Is partnerships.
Yeah.
As Jenny was mentioning, you see, you can never grow alone.
True.
You can never grow alone. You look for the big brands and hang on them, and they are able to help you. Today we are partnering with Alex Forbes, South Africa. I mean, this is a huge multinational financial services company. But what we do is that our brand then grows because you are basically hanging on a brand that is quite big. So looking for mentors, opportunities, yes, that is a great thing that one needs to do. Yes.
You know what we hear now, and especially in this day and age, mimi nitakufanyia this much kwa sababu tu ni wewe. Usiambie mtu mwingine, all right? And you find that the whatever rate that we are giving is very low from what is being offered in the market. But this is simply because you want this job, right? Because it won't become more expensive, they'll go to someone who's slightly cheaper. We undervalue our skills and our time, you know, as well, and when we're offering these services. So then how do we do that, right, Jane? But very quickly, Jairus, what are some of the things that you've learned along the way? And I'm really curious, and especially when it comes to your card, all right? How much you're charging these people and how you get to that figure. I'm not saying that you disclose everything because, again, we have to protect your business. But yes, like some of the lessons that you have learned along the way, because I want to imagine just like any other person, when you're beginning, you will charge less because you want to keep these people, all right? But then over time, I'm sure that has changed, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, some of the lessons learned through this is that the first thing is that you need to get a mentor. Get someone that you can hang on. Get someone that you can be seeking advice from him or her any and every other time.
All right.
And it's not always that you should have one mentor. You can even have 10 mentors just to be able to guide you in different aspects. Then another lesson is that just to be authentic. In whatever you do, just be authentic. Love what you do.
All right.
That person that you could call at 2 a.m. and tell me that, Jay, I need a CV urgently. It's needed by 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm that person that will wake up and do that CV for you.
You don't tell them this is past working hours.
No. Then another thing is that be open to learning, because learning is continuous. And you'll always find someone that has an extra skill that you don't have.
Yeah.
So for me, I've really learned a lot, even today, through this session. I've learned a lot from my seniors here.
See that?
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
that's a good thing.
I'm always open to learning.
Yeah.
And be flexible just to adapt to new changes, adapt to new things in this line. Yeah.
And speaking of change, again, a lot of things has changed over time, and one of the things is technology, okay? And maybe someone is watching us and thinking, he says that me, if I sell, I'm selling skill A and skill B and C, right? And yet someone can easily go on the internet, Google that, and get all the answers that they need. How do we go about that? Because it seems like there's very huge competition, you know, when it comes to technology.
I like that. I like that. And why do I like it?
Yeah.
There's a time my doctor told me that, Jane, you know I did medicine for 7 years.
Okay.
You can't be Googling 5 minutes and assuming you know everything. Huh?
True. That's true.
Because he would tell me that, I'll be like, but I Googled this.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, Jane, I did medicine for 7 years as a minimum. After that, I've invested so many other years and so many other ABCD to just tell you what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Yeah, so your 5 minutes in Google will not give you what you're looking for.
That's true.
And I'll give a basic example of even just like what Jay gives, CV writing or even interviewing skill. How many of us ask about the weakness question in that interview session?
Yeah.
And Google will tell you all sorts of things that are not applicable in our market, that are applicable elsewhere.
Yeah.
Jay will be recruiting, he knows the kind of stuff and how to package something for you, what he's calling authentic. Something that is you, that will not be repeated by 5 other guys in the interview.
Yeah.
So when you hear people calling them experts, if I call myself an expert in something, I have gone the extra mile to invest to become a mastery in that particular subject.
Yeah.
So anybody who wants to monetize their skills, you must make sure you are actually a master.
Okay.
You have to keep investing and investing and investing and investing
All right.
to be better than the person who has Googled for the 5 minutes, for them to challenge you with what they have Googled.
Yeah.
You must have Googled, exhausted that, and gone deeper.
Yes.
He said he used to use books. Today, books are my best friends.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And online mentors and all that, because then if I'm saying I'm a mastery, there must be a difference between what I tell you and what I Google. Even today when you're speaking here today morning, this is something you can Google, how to monetize your skills. But what Fred is sharing here today, you won't find it
You
in
will
Google.
not find it online.
What
That's
Jay
true.
is saying, you won't find it. Because they are speaking their life, which they are yet to document there.
Yeah.
When they document, it may not be everything.
Yeah.
It may not even have what we say today.
Yeah.
So there's always that chance for someone who is an expert in something, and your work is to just make sure you become a master on that.
Yeah.
Let me just talk a bit on the pricing bit of it. For the pricing, I was a culprit of that undercharging.
Yes.
And I realized how this came to is and at one time we support organizations with outplacement. If you're going through a retrenchment, you call us now, we talk to the people that are going out to realize that if there's life after death, there cannot be more life after a job. You'll get work.
Yeah.
Jay said he was fired when he was sick. And he's running a whole empire.
Yeah.
But there are people who are okay, they are not sick, but that person is just crying. So we go and work with them through that transition of moving from losing a job that was maybe you had even had it for over 10 years
That's true.
to now going out there and maybe you're forced to do something for your skills or look for another job, just navigating that change.
Yeah.
So this one time, this lady knew my work. He knew, Jane, I don't care, you have not been a giant in this. I know you're the best for this.
Yeah.
I know the skills we need and you're the best for this.
Yeah.
But we have to go through the procurement process. So I sent my quote and she tells me, Jane, you are charging half the other person that is, And I know them. I know they can't give half of what you give.
Yeah.
Yeah. And show me, I know this is unethical. I can't even tell how much they're charging, but please revise your prices.
Yeah.
And I realized, oh my. So even if I
You're
revise
selling
my
yourself
prices.
short for something.
No. First of all, she's telling me to revise.
Yeah.
And also prices is a selection criteria.
Yeah.
So I might revise and I become the highest.
That's true.
And
you're not
therefore they
able
don't
to-
get to test my services.
Yeah.
And that is when I learned that it doesn't matter how small you are.
Yeah.
You have to always do competitor analysis.
Okay.
That day I called the guys that give that service.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know, I want ABCD. How much do you offer this for?
Yeah.
How much do you offer this for?
There's nothing wrong with asking.
Yes.
Just
So if
ask
you're
and
selling
then know.
cakes,
Yes.
if you're selling cakes, the other people that are selling cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you be selling your cake at 1,000 bob,
Yeah.
2 kg?
Yeah.
And other guys are selling 3,000.
Yeah.
And therefore your books are never balancing, you know? Huwezi lipa hiyo unga because you understand what I mean?
That's true.
So I learned that day that competitor analysis is so key.
It's very important.
And the same thing had happened to me one time that we were doing labor outsourcing, supplying labor to other places, skilled labor, we do that.
Yeah.
And I struggled to price. I really struggled. Because you're wondering, I'm taking a huge risk. What if what if I charge children and I can't do this?
Yeah.
What if? So I called again. And I was able to do a competitor analysis because I know every business, and even in business school, they wrote about competitor analysis, scanning the environment.
Yeah.
And I realized this is the percentage, 17%, the lowest is 11.
Yeah.
And therefore, the lowest I can go is
you
11.
can do
Let me play in between.
Yeah.
And that's how I've now been able to determine my prices.
Okay.
Also,
Everything's
on the
better.
same topic, it's very important to know your niche. There's always the lowest, the median, the high. So you have to know who am I targeting.
Yeah.
Like for him with CVs, if you choose to target fresh graduates, it's a different price altogether. If you choose to target the CEOs and the whatnot, it's a different price
different.
altogether.
Yeah.
So you have to know the power to pay.
Yeah.
So that you don't sell for that you're selling, people who really want it, but they can only admire.
Yeah.
They don't have the paying power.
Okay, I see that. We literally have to end the show, so that's why I'm rushing you, Jane. I am so sorry. But
Not a
Fred
problem.
and Jairus, I mean, is it okay if I take your parting shot in terms of the lessons that you learned earlier on? Because we literally have to end the conversation right now. Okay, fine. 10 seconds. I've been given 10 seconds for you. Speak to those people who are wondering, okay, how do I get into this and how do I start and all those things. 10 seconds, and then I'll also give you 10 seconds as well, Jairus. Yeah.
Now, it's just we need to make. I know it's risky.
Yeah.
Taking taking that line is so risky.
Yeah.
And for me, personally, for me, I had no job, so it was not a risk, anything risky for me. But I will advise someone start by offering services for free. Start by volunteering. For me, I've been visible because I volunteered in over 10 universities.
Oh wow.
Just giving talks for free.
Yeah.
And that was my target market.
Okay.
So from there, I think I've been able to make something out of that.
Nice.
So volunteering, and then just network.
Yeah, and that's very important. Do not underscore the power of volunteering. So that's, again, like Jen said, possibly say, for free. Okay, very quickly, Fred, for you, what is it that you'd say?
Yeah, I think for me, especially this generation,
Yeah.
I mean, they have such a huge opportunity. They can be seated in their offices. They are working. They are also doing a side job online.
Yeah.
There are people who want minutes done online.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
They podcasts. You can do a podcast and send it online.
That's true.
And get info and sell it. So the idea is you can do anything around what you want to do.
Yeah.
What you need is the will. You know, to wake up in the morning and say, I want to do something that can increase my income or can increase my revenue.
Yeah.
I think that's what's critical.
Okay.
Yes,
all right. I hear you. The gig culture, right now, that's what we're experiencing. Okay, and Jen, very quickly, 10 seconds.
For me, I would
as well
say
to
it
cut
doesn't
out.
matter what your technical field is. The moment you get to business, you're a marketer.
Okay.
That you have to master.
Yeah.
So don't come telling me you're an accountant. I don't know what you are.
Yeah.
The most important thing, you're a marketer,
You're a
and you must
marketer.
invest on how to market and brand
Yeah.
whatever that you're selling.
I see that. I see. Thank you so much. We need 2 hours, okay, for this thing. But Jen Monetising, Monetising Director, Career Management Center, Fred Bosso, Group CEO, Octagon Africa Financial Services Limited, and Walemba Jara, CEO and founder, JCVs. Thank you so much for coming back today. Very short and sweet, to the point. I really, really like it. And I'm sure that you've learned a lot from today's conversation. My name is Winnie Lubembe. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place, right here on your world. But remember, the conversation continues online. So see you on the other side, all right? But for now, enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye.